Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Barefaced and Naked. I'm Shay and my guest speaker, Helina. Take it away. She's on a Zoom call.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am on my Zoom today. I am currently 6 days post-op my gallbladder removal. So I am staying put at home and I've put myself together for a Zoom meeting. Oh, not even a Zoom meeting, it's a podcast episode. But I am more than happy to give up my seat next to Shay today for an amazing special guest that we have lined up for everyone. It has been quite a requested episode, and I think it's going to be one of our most informative that we've been able to bring to you guys. I'd like to think all of our episodes are informative, but this one I feel like having a special guest, it just brings a whole other vibe to the episode. So I'm really excited for this one myself.
And the guest we have today is from Timely. And if you guys don't know what Timely it is our backbone of our business and basically our lifestyle calendar. But before we keep chatting anymore, we're going to introduce Tamara from Timely. Welcome, Tamara. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. It's a beautiful space. I'm finally meeting you two RIL. And I said off mic, you know, I have been stalking you both just to understand. I'm a beauty girl, but I haven't gone down like the brow pathway, you know. So
it's a fun pathway.
It is so fun. I know. So I'm looking at all the things, looking at the brands, looking at the spaces, just in awe.
What would you say is like your background of beauty? Like where have you started?
Skin and spa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we needed to get to know who Tamara is, where you're from, what begun your journey into everything, beginning at Timely. Tell us the start.
Yeah, I mean, 15 years ago, I was in high school. It's not going to be a long story. Don't worry hearing that. But yeah, I was sitting there in the common room and I wanted to be a dancer all my life. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't apply for the right, you have to go in and do auditions and interviews and things like that. And I just didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't do any of that. And I was looking around and my friends are going, I'm going to work at my dad's business and I'm going to be a medical receptionist and da-da-da. And I just sat there having this, oh my goodness moment, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. And so I literally flipped through this course book and found beauty therapy, a diploma of spa therapy and resort management. And my family has always traveled. And so I thought, oh my goodness, imagine living and working on this resort. So I went and did that, came out the end after 2 years with a diploma in beauty and a diploma in spa. Went and did all of the things, you know, worked in the day spas, worked in the skin clinics, did the cruise ships, came back, went on through to management for large day spa franchises, went through to education, went through to sales, opened up a bunch of laser clinics Australia.
Wow.
Worked for Skin Institute, been the product rep. And then I thought, you know what, every single company or business I visit, you know, you could visit 4 or 5 in a day. I'm hearing the same thing from each business owner. What are they doing? But don't tell them what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, or I'm having this really tough struggle with team or staff or uniforms or pay. And how can you help me find out that information? And so I built this community. We started with 15 people in a Facebook group, just all of my girlfriends from industry asking those same questions and finding out the answers. Fast forward 3 years, we had 10,000 people in the community, international podcast membership, and I sold the business once I had my baby because, oh my goodness, mum life is harder than you ever think. So sold the business. We started up the Aesthetic and Beauty Industry Council in the meantime, which is a non-for-profit for advocating for the beauty industry. So we speak to government, do lots of different advocacy work. And yeah, Timely knocked on my door at the right time and said, do you want to come on over and, you know, be our voice to industry and give us a technology company, basically the insight into what the heck is going on in the hair and beauty industry, because it is so far removed from technology. So that's what I do.
So behind probably at the time, right?
So behind.
Yeah. No, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've got a lot of background knowledge.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that is amazing.
Brow TV is a world-first online masterclass subscription platform for the beauty industry, giving artists access to live demonstrations, masterclasses, and exclusive interviews from artists worldwide.
With 3 masterclasses already live on the platform and many more to come, all of this can be included in your monthly fee, which you can find over at www.thisisbrowtv.com. Brow TV has also been kind enough to give us a code for our listeners. Use the code in capitals BareNaked10 for 10% off your subscription fee. We would like to thank Brow TV for being a sponsor of our podcast once again. Take us from the beginning of Timely. How did that become?
Yes, so 3 founders in New Zealand, besties over there, they just went, we want a booking software system. Like all businesses, you start with everyone in mind, right? And you go, I'm going to get the accountants, I'm going to get the beauty people, I'm going to get the hair people, I'm going to get, receptionists, everyone who can use online bookings. And they slowly niche down over the last 10 years and went, do you know what? Hair and beauty for professionals are where we want to play.
The niche is huge.
They are our people. And a little 3 best friends in New Zealand, international global company.
That's
10
insane.
years later.
To think as well that it started from New Zealand. I feel like, not many things that we hear of that goes quite international starts from a small little country like that. So that's amazing that they're just little Kiwis.
Yes.
And are they still involved today?
They're not.
Okay.
They're not. So they sold the business in July of 2021.
Oh, yep.
And that's where EverCommerce comes in. So they're now our parent company.
Gotcha.
And it's been a brilliant merger.
Yeah.
A really brilliant partnership. The business owners did step out of the business. It's like having a baby, you grow your baby.
Course.
It's so difficult when, someone else comes in and has different dreams and different visions. So they did step out of the business. But it's been the perfect synergy for us. EverCommerce has been able to take Timely to new heights,
Amazing.
in terms of systems and, business operations, our marketing effectiveness, and most importantly, the automation for our customers, which is you all. And that's what we could always dream of.
Yeah, amazing. I just want to really quickly touch on how I came across Timely, because I have never used any other booking system. I don't know about you, Helina, but when we fell into the brow industry, it was like online booking system. Timely was the one. I didn't even have to look anywhere else because it was covering all the bases. Yeah. And that was 5 years ago, probably.
It will be 5 years ago this year for us. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I tried another one.
She tried before she bought.
So I remember, look, I was 19 when I started my business, and I was like, I'm not paying for an online booking system. So I started with another one that was free, and then I'm going to say free, like that.
Yeah.
So it was like, you can have like 5 clients in there, but if you got over 5 clients, you had to start paying. Anyways, I started doing some research and I found Timely as well, kind of like Google searched it. I think I did some research to see what other other businesses were using. And obviously you can see Timely in the URL. And I was like, you know what? This technically is an investment for a business. Like, it's the most professional, organized, up-to-date online system for your clients, and not only for your clients but on your end as well. So I was like, all right, I'm back the bullet and I'm gonna sign up for it. And I honestly have it's never even crossed my mind to try another online booking system.
It covers all the bases. And that was a big thing you just said, Helina. It doesn't hide any costs, which a lot of the other ones are like, join for free, but you've got to add X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
And I think being at the very beginning of your business journey, you think, oh, it's an extra cost. It might be $50 a month or $70, whatever you're starting on. But I remember my thought was, that's one set of eyebrows at the time. That's one wax that takes me 15 minutes, and that's my monthly done, So it comes down to thinking in that way. But I think that was a huge selling point for Timely when looking into it. It was like, here's the cost. This is all you got to pay. Yes. And that was such a relief knowing, okay, I can get exactly what I want for this amount. And we're done.
Yes. Okay. Firstly, you're both hired. But secondly, you're 100% right. And when you first start business, there is so much to think about. And you have to remember, in our industry, we start businesses because we are the best in a business or a team. We might sell the most product or make the most money. And so we think, well, bugger this. Why are we doing this for someone else? I want to do this for myself. I want more flexibility. I want more freedom. And so we set up this business. We get a business name on ASIC, and then we go, okay, now what's next?
What's next?
Oh my goodness, my clients have to book with me, right? And so you just Google what it is. And so you go, I want the lowest costing, easy to use booking software system. And the problem with marketing sometimes is that when you see the word free, you think it is free.
Yeah, you believe.
And it is cheeky marketing tactics, because there are other platforms that say free, and then they might charge you 20% for each person who books, for example. And if you're booking something like cosmetic tattooing, that's a $3,000 service. That's 20%, but the platform to use it is technically free, but there is a booking ticket that is clipped, so we just want to be the most easy, beautiful booking software system that gives business owners that calmness, that confidentness, and that clarity, so that you don't have any of that hidden admin that pops up at the end of the month that you're not prepared for.
You know exactly how much is going in your pocket. And I think that's something that you need to know in your finances. And if they're taking 20% of every service, how the hell are you going to stay on top of that,
Exactly.
You know what, as well, that's something that my 19-year-old self, when I started doing brows, I would never take that into consideration. And then that's something that then, in hindsight, kind of stuffs you over in a couple of months, when you're like, why am I not making any money? And it's like, you see it's coming from that subscription that comes out of your account that you threw your card details into and didn't think twice of. So as you said before, Shay, that is a massive thing for both of us with Timely, that there's no hidden costs. And we both know exactly what's coming out of our account each month with Timely. So
yeah, and I think also just one of the key things you mentioned before was, for example, if you might be paying $150 a month, and as you mentioned, that might be, the cost of a $30-minute service, bang.
It's a no-brainer.
You've done one 30-minute service. That's your entire business management software. That's your text messages. That's your reminders. That's your consultation. That's your admin. It's your stock. It's your e-commerce website. That is all in one for a 30-minute service, So
right?
Sometimes you just have to make it really practical to what we know. If I can do this treatment for 30 minutes and that pays for the month of my software, simple.
Start half an hour earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
And so,
okay, Tamara.
yeah. So what is your role in Timely? You look like you're living a very travel lifestyle, always in the beauty event space. I see a lot of those, and I think that's freaking awesome. But what is your role?
Yes, my role is head of partnerships.
Okay.
So I get to do all of the sexy stuff.
That's so fun.
I love my job. I can't tell you how much. So yeah, a big part of partnerships is, it's the fun red carpet, chink chink champagne. It's it's the awards, and it's the events, and it is, keynoting and speaking and emceeing and doing stuff like this. I absolutely adore it. But really what people don't see.
Are you guys hiring? I feel like that should be
Can I do this too?
I know, but I guess what people don't see, because it's not Instagram worthy, right, is, just me most of the time at my desk at home, working from home, and the kind of unsexy stuff, but more corporate, I guess, and more fulfilling stuff for the business is, the contract negotiation. Yes. So for example, when we have beautiful partnerships with Xero or MailChimp or Stripe or Shopify or whatever that looks like, that's all me behind the scenes working out the negotiations and what that looks like, what are the gives and gets there. So yeah, it's a bit of both. We make sure that we do a lot of corporate social responsibility. So for example, our sustainability pillars, we have pillars in diversity, equality, belonging, inclusion. And yeah, that's basically my day to day.
I love that. You're making me fall in love with the company all over again. I love that. And I love that there's a role for that, because it's so important, right? And to see someone put a face to the brand.
That I was, as you were just explaining that, I was like, I feel like it could probably easily be a role that a lot of people, like you said, think, oh, she, events and how glamorous and traveling, but you probably have one of the hardest roles to keep up with trends and social media and, partnerships and negotiation and stuff like that. That's a hard gig.
Yeah.
Social media itself is a hard gig. So You're doing amazing because Timely, like Shay and I have said, we are your biggest fans and have been for nearly 5 years now.
Oh, thank you. And, you know, that's the thing that I mentioned coming back to the top of our conversation. When Timely and I very first had the conversation, you know, I'm a beauty therapist. I never ever thought that I'd be working for a software company. Like, what? You know, I thought I'd be working for product brands.
On the tools.
Yeah, correct. And, you know, they said in the many interviews and conversations that we had, we need somebody who understands the industry intensely.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go into calls for an hour and the product development team are saying, okay, describe everything that happens in a consultation. And then I talk to them about this and water intake and coffee and do you smoke and what are you doing for cleansing products? You know, and I get off the call and I think, oh gosh, that was easy. And they just think I'm a genius, you know, but it's that connection to community and industry that I personally think just sets Timely apart, because every single person in the company truly cares about the hair and beauty industry. And that's the difference for me.
Huge point.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to discuss one of our beautiful sponsors, Bella Beauty Professional. Bella Beauty is an Australian one-stop shop for all your brow and lash needs. Bella Beauty stocks the best range in brow waxing, tinting, dyeing, lamination, lash lifting, plus so much more. We have recently just brought out the Favorites collection with Bella Beauty, which includes Helina's and my favorite brush sets. The handles on these brushes make sure that you do not get recognizable staining of tints, and the flat plus small and large angled brush ensures that you have a brush for all surfaces and all types of brows. You guys need to make sure that you keep a real close eye out for Bella Beauty, as they are introducing their whole new range, and every month they are bringing out incredible brands, making sure that us brow and lash artists are working with only the best. Now, you guys know Bella Beauty has been with us since the very beginning, and we are starting a new season, which means a new discount code. So, are you ready? Capital BFNS4. That is BFNS4 in all capitals, and this will get you a cheeky discount code off all products. Well, we're talking about community. I think it's really important to touch on the Facebook page, because I feel like when I stumbled across that Facebook page, I don't even know how, no one told me about it. I think I was just on Facebook and I saw the Timely group. I think maybe it had a few thousand. It's definitely grown huge now. But when I stumbled across it, I was like, oh my God, there's a community where you can connect with like-minded people, but also if there's any questions or any updates or any news things, it was all in this one spot. And I thought it was amazing. I remember calling Helena. I was like, I'm going to add you to this group. Just join. You're going to love it. And
I was like, invite me. Hello.
Get in here now. And I literally, whenever I'm talking to people about Timely, I'm like, are you in the group chat? You know, are you on the Facebook page? Because it is such a huge community that is there to help. But I know a lot of our questions that we've got today can kind of tie back into community and come back to the Facebook page, because it is now big, right? How many users are in there? Do you know?
There's almost 4,500.
Wow. Like, that's amazing. That is amazing. And with that, you've got all your Timely, I want to say people, sorry, I don't know the word to say, but
team.
Yep. Everyone's in there and I can see everyone, and everyone's always quick to answer questions.
Yes.
Is that a part of your job to get in there straight away and be on those questions as well? Or is there someone who's designed for that role?
Yes. So my team that I lead is the partnerships team. And so I have a commercial partnerships manager who does all of our, you know, codes and affiliates for our partners and our resellers. So i.e., you know, if you want whatever it might be, 50% off for the first 3 months of your Timely, use the code Tamara20. That's not a real code, so don't enter that. But I'm just, you know, as an example.
Do we need to write that down?
No, as an example. You know, and so he works, you know, again, with all of our negotiations and contracts. And then we have incredible community and education manager. And that is part of Meredith's role, is to
is
to facilitate the community, because you have to remember 4,500 people who have Facebook at their fingertips. You know, it is a really, really big role. The reason why the community was set up in the very first place was actually just to create community.
Yeah.
It was never intended to be your first point of contact to contact Timely. It's not where you go to get answers from our support team, right? It's where you go to get answers from other people in our industry who are doing what you're doing, who are experiencing the same day-to-day struggles and challenges and complications in business that you are.
Yeah.
Yes, it does help with the overflow of our support team. I won't, disadmit that. But yeah, we let the community self-fulfill. So for example, Meredith has a role in which she must look at each of the community posts within 24 hours that they've been posted.
Okay.
Now, the hope is that if you post, Shay, that someone from the community will answer your question within that 24 hours. And it might be, how do I add another column? It might be, I've got this admin column that I want to add, whatever it might be. If the community doesn't help and jump on that post, then Meredith jumps in. Yeah. Now, Meredith is not in support or sales or billing or anything like that. She's in community and education. So she's almost the middle woman who facilitates what you're asking with an answer. Some of the questions are very, very unique to that person, i.e. there was one this morning on billing. Why am I getting charged X, but I'm seeing Y on the website and I've been charged Z in the past? How can anyone else from the community answer that? They can't help you with what you're being charged. So a question like that, Meredith will take it back to our billing team. She'll get some answers. They might need to dig into past invoices and past payments, then come back. So sometimes that does take time. Yeah. Or again, if a customer has experienced something like what we call a bug, a tech issue, Meredith will have to take that back to the developers, say what's going on here. They will try and replicate the issue a few times. That might uncover something else. It might take a couple of days to do that, and then Meredith comes back. So yeah, it's a beast in its own. Yeah. But for the most part, it is a beautiful helping, and gathering of answers. Yeah. And, if a Timely customer is on their phone like you are, and you see that thread and you know how to add an extra column or whatever, if you want to jump on there and write a sentence or two, brilliant. How instantly gratifying is that for the person who's asking the question?
Well, that was interesting that you said that you feel it wasn't designed to be a help platform. As a user scrolling through, I feel like it has recently shifted into I need help, I need answers on this platform right here. Yeah. And I didn't actually think of it. I was just seeing everyone kind of transforming into this kind of help platform. But I didn't think of it like what you just said, how it wasn't actually designed. You have your support system for people to email and call. Yeah. In the last few months, there's been quite a few bugs and there's been quite a few glitches happening, and people are quick to jump onto that Facebook page and they want help there. Yes. Has that been hard to navigate and have kind of diffuse the fire? And because people can jump on and they're like you said, it's at your fingertips.
People
blah, blah, blah.
vicious when it comes to that.
And I would see that.
Yeah. I've seen the comment, I've seen the post and everything on Instagram, because there was I remember it was a couple of months ago now, but there was one or two outages within a few days and people were going off. And I mean, as a user, I get it, it was frustrating, but at the same time, it's a software platform and bugs and stuff do happen. But it'd be really curious. Obviously, Shay and I, we're brow artists. We don't understand the back end and how would you fix a bug? How do you find out about a bug? How does all of that kind of unfold behind the scenes of Timely?
Yeah, and it is a good question. And look, you're right. I mean, when something goes wrong in your business, if it's software or if it's, your product didn't deliver on Monday and it came on Tuesday and you were waiting to phone that customer back and say, yes, I've got your brow pencil or whatever that might be, it does throw the business off, and I completely understand that. And because Facebook is so accessible and it's easier to write something in a Facebook community than it is to send an email these days or phone, I really appreciate that it's the first place that people go. And it was in many instances last year the first place we saw, people saying the system is down, for example. And then so we would red flag that straight away and then our tech team would jump on it. So we were always very, very quick to respond, but absolutely our team appreciates that we've been slower we've been slower to respond because the comments and the threads have come in so fast.
Like within seconds, right? There's 10 comments.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And at times we have had to, there's a function on a Facebook group where you can slow down comments just so we can catch a breath in the background. Or, we might have had 5 posts of the same thing, which is now 5 different threads.
Yes.
We have to have multiple hands and arms and eyes on. So we do turn the comments off on most of them, and then we just funnel everyone to the one post just so that everyone knows the answer, rather than copying, pasting answers on 5 different threads and then there's 5 more questions on the threads, So community management is something that we have to do. In regards to the bugs and the outages, this, I'm learning all about bugs, as I mentioned, not from a software company, but yeah, it's something that we have faced over the last year. It's something now that we are totally on top of. We can hand on heart
definitely feel
say that.
yeah.
Yes. There was a period of time where we did have some outages. You both experienced that in your business, and it was really tough for our customers. And as I mentioned, I'm a therapist first and foremost, so I really do understand. The team have done so much incredible work in the background, from resourcing to being really proactive to make sure that anything that does happen in the background, our team are jumping on that to ensure that it doesn't impact any of our customers. The resourcing has been incredible. The time spent, the reason why, if I take a step backwards, the bugs and the outages happened in the first place is because your businesses just upward trended after COVID. You all had this period of just not doing much for a couple of years as the world was locked up. And then you all came back to work, and then bang, you had more customers than ever, more people booking in, more text messages than ever. And honestly, our features just couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And so, we're now in a more proactive state where if we see something on the back end, the team absolutely jump on it so that it doesn't impact you. One of the other things that we have done over the last 2 to 3 years was build a lot of features. And so when I say features, I'm talking about, pronouns, for example, or Shopify, or the new stock app.
And they're amazing. We see them all.
And they're incredible.
Love all the features.
Yeah, they are brilliant. But what that does is it creates almost this teeter-totter where you have to have a balance of, we're working on the current platform, the fundamentals of the software, while also building these new features.
For sure.
And so you can imagine, from a support point of view, while many people are asking for fundamentals like reports and client wait lists in the calendar, we're also building these new features, which now many more people have questions around as well. So it is a really fine balance between, restructuring the house and getting the foundation set while still building all of the things that you all need in your business to make your clients an exceptional customer experience.
Yeah. I appreciate you explaining that, because I remember the frustration when I'm about to check a client out and, it's not working. You're like, oh, this feels unprofessional. And I can't imagine running a team of 10 or 7 and you don't know whose clients who and coming in. That frustration was real, and it was really like, just breathe, everything's going to be fine. The outage will be done soon. But I never thought of it in that way. Not once did I ever think. I just thought, it's having a glitch. And I'm like, glitches are really annoying. But I respect and appreciate you explaining it in that way. And hopefully a lot of people who were in the same situation take it that way as well.
Absolutely.
Because you need to have it explained.
Sometimes that's all you need, is you just need to hear it from someone's mouth, and then you can kind of be like, okay, in hindsight, that person is the face of a business. And then with Timely, it's a software business. So, things like that happen where, for us, if our wax pot glitched, that's something that we would need to fix, and that's kind of like Timely getting a bug, that's something that needs to be fixed, and it can be fixed, but it just takes time. It's frustrating, but it takes time.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with Shay. Thank you for being able to explain that in a way that people can understand and accept that it is something that's happened. And, like you said, you guys have worked so hard to build it, and so that it, potentially doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's exactly right. And I will keep coming back to this. I'm a beauty therapist first and foremost.
Yeah.
So when we are in these conversations with the tech team and, they're talking about uptime and database loading, I'm going, okay,
What's this?
Yeah, you need to break this down
Yes.
for me so that we can translate this to the Facebook community or, on podcasts like this, because we're not used to dealing with data and, all of the storage systems that are in technology. So, yeah, it is important for me that I explain it in a way that our industry will understand, because we're hands-on, visual people, we're creatives, we do things every day in the service-based industry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just want to make that as relatable as possible.
Love it. Love it. If you are looking to stock your salon with some amazing and well-respected lash and brow products, you need to look no further than Lash Rescue. Since 2020, Lash Rescue has been saving lashes and brows with their signature serums, oils and mascaras that are stocked worldwide and available for wholesale. Rosie, Lottie and Abby are Lash Rescue's powerful growth serums made to revitalize, thicken and restore moisture to both lashes and brows. These products are stocked in both Helina and I's salons, and they are an absolute game changer. Clients come in, they're looking for a new brow and lash serum, and they leave with Lash Rescue. The results and feedback that we have in regards to these products are just unbelievable. They are safe for the eyes and lashes. You get amazing results without any irritations, and their packaging is absolutely to die for. Whether you like to buy in bulk or you just like to grab 10 at a time, wholesaling is a great option if you are wanting to be stocking beautiful products that you can place in your salon. We would like to thank Lash Rescue for joining us for another season of the podcast. They can be found over at Bella Beauty, or head to their website Lash Rescue and you can find all the details on becoming a stockist.
All right, so we obviously went on our socials and we went to our followers and we said, guys, we've got this podcast coming up. We can ask questions, let us know. So we do have a few questions for you from our listeners. So I'm going to go in with the first one. So customers recall being able to give feedback and ideas that would be put in place within weeks/months. But recently, they feel as if suggestions are not being taken on board, even if multiple people are asking for them. Are there suggestions being heard? What is the best way to put forward ideas to the Timely system?
Yes. So I want to preface by saying every single email, every single thread, every single post gets eyeballs on it.
Love that.
And eyeballs are attached to ears. And we absolutely are listening. And I see the comments in the Facebook community saying, you're not listening. Or maybe you're listening, but you're not hearing us, right? And so every single, it's quite a manual process, but we do it. Every single request that comes through, we copy it and we paste it and we put it into basically like a feature request system. And so the more requests for a particular feature or, element of the platform that are, then that's going to be prioritized, right? We have 24,000 customers globally.
Wow.
If one person requests one thing that's going to make their business easier, but it doesn't resonate with the rest of the 24,000 people, then I'm sorry, but that's not going to get put on the priority list.
I was going to say, of course, that makes a funneling system makes so much sense with that many clients.
Yes. And it's very similar, I liken it again to being in our industry, right? If you had a client on your bed saying, oh, LED, I love LED, I'm hearing so much about it. And then you as a business going, oh, yes, LED, oh my goodness. And you go and invest in this $15,000 piece of machinery, you bring it into your space, and then this one customer doesn't actually eventually end up booking for the service, and then it sits in your corner dusty, and you go, oh my goodness, why did I spend so much time and effort and branding and marketing for this one customer? I jumped on the bandwagon too quick. Yeah. And so that is what we have done in the past. Our product team can admit that. We have been a little bit Dory fish from Nemo, and we've looked at all the shiny fun requests and we've gone, oh, wouldn't that be fun to create? Yeah. Let's do that. So instead of doing that, we have a dedicated research team, which is the coolest bunch of humans.
Love this.
Predominantly women, which I'm like, yes, in a tech company, this is so cool. Yeah, but they research everything to the nth degree. And so they prioritize what we build based on the priority. So the main thing is that keeps coming up in all of that research is client experience. Our customers, you all, want to provide an exceptional client experience and move beyond average, right? So that's what we keep coming back to. How can you do that? It's online bookings, it's calendar, it's making your customers' lives to book into your business so that you can make money easier.
Yep.
And so that's pretty much one of the core focuses of this year is calendar and online bookings.
So when you say calendar, like personally, I feel like the calendar is fabulous for me. What is some features that people are wanting in the calendar?
It's everything from a tick when somebody, fills out a consultation form.
Oh, totally. So
It's
that
wait
one.
list. There's many features, but we're just kind of grouping it as like calendar. So what might be great is going to be exceptional.
Love that.
I love that.
When we put out our question on Instagram asking customers already, a lot of people did have requests and they said, please ask them how to do this or please ask if this is coming. So coming back to those request of features, what is the best way for people to be like, hey, I have an amazing idea, request. Where do they take that?
Community or email?
Okay.
Always. The community is a great validator, an instant validator for us. So if you were to say, I don't know, I'm going to make something up because I can't think of it. I want a purple monkey, who pops up on the screen all the time and says, hey, Shay, hey, Helina, welcome to Monday. Have a kick-ass day, whatever that might be, right? Can we do that timely? And everyone jumps on the bandwagon and goes, I want the purple monkey as well. Yes, that purple monkey would be so amazing. Then we log that as a feature request and we go times 52 people,
Gotcha.
So we can see the demand instantly. So, while that purple monkey might not make it until 6 months because it takes time and developmental resources and we might have to put something else to the side to work on the purple monkey in the platform, that has to work, and so it's either email or community is the best way.
And do you want to let listeners know what is the community name? What can they search to become a part of the Timely community?
Yeah, it's just Timely Facebook community, nice and simple.
Easy.
Yeah. So, also as well, I just want to come back to the fact that mentioning we have 4,500 people in the community, 24,000 customers. Mm-hmm. So there are lots of people in the community in a small space who are quite loud.
Yep.
But while the community might say, yes, I want this purple monkey in the platform, there's also 20,000 other customers who may not want the purple monkey.
Absolutely.
Right? So while it might be really, really loud on the Facebook community, when our research team goes in and validates that request, it might not fall as the community intends it to. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And hearing those numbers, 4,000 out of 24,000. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do also have a say and might also have ideas. So are you guys always welcoming and happy to hear new ideas?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I've got two.
Helena's got to go to the Facebook page.
I'm totally going to go on there because I've got two that I think would be so fun for Timely. I'm like, do I say it for the Facebook page or do I say it now?
Give us one.
One would be being able to search a client note. So I was saying to Shay the other day, like I, for the life of me, could not remember my client's name, but I could remember that she had a dog named Jerry. And I know I made
And
a
you put that in the
note of
notes?
And I was like, I literally tried searching Jerry in my clients and I was like, nah, it doesn't work. But I was like, that would be really cool to be able to like search a client note. If that's a feature, Tamara, I'm so sorry.
Look, I don't know that level of granular detail, but I will ask the product team. And if not, jump in the community and request
put it on
I'm gonna do it today.
Can you give us any inside scoop on what features are coming or anything that's in the works that you think people get really excited about?
So much.
Is it?
So much. We could almost do a whole episode just on like, what is coming.
What's coming.
And look, everything boils back down to the majority and the priority of people's requests, right? So first things first, as I mentioned, calendar and bookings, absolutely. We have loads of sexy stuff as well, which is
I love that you keep calling it sexy stuff. I'm like, ooh.
Yes. So one of the biggest things we hear for people, majority who have teams or are onboarding people into their business is the time it takes to train the team. And so at the moment, we have what we call help docs or help guides, which is basically you can just find everything how to Timely on Google through these help docs in the Timely internet. So we're taking all of that, we're putting it in video form, and we're putting it into like a Netflix for the beauty industry.
Amazing.
So there's going to be 3 different levels of content. The first is how to Timely, and you can be Timely certified. So you can be a Timely receptionist certified or a Timely therapist or stylist certified, Timely manager certified, so that people become more employable in the industry, right? So if you're hiring a therapist, you can see on their resume, I'm Timely therapist certified, bang, I don't need to train you in admin anymore.
Perfect.
Saves you time, saves you money and wages, right? So there's that content. We also have the what we call evergreen content. So it might be how to do a brow, how to wax a brow, what is profit versus revenue. It's all, 30 to 60 minute, just little short clips of personal and professional development. And then our last cohort of content is masterclasses. So we partner with different people in the industry on like a mental health masterclass, there's a leadership masterclass, and this is like a 4 to 6 part module where, again, you can pop out the other end and you have a certification in mental health.
Love
so
it.
now, again, you're more employable and we're just upskilling the industry. So education platform, my team, again, Meredith, that's a massive component of her role. She's been working tirelessly on that. More sexy stuff. We're really, really focusing heavily this year on customers referring customers. So we do have our Friends with Benefit program at the moment. So
I use that so much.
Do
I get so
you?
many gifts.
yes, actually, I've seen the naked brow on there. Yes,
I can't tell you how many times I've gone to like Kmart, Target, and I've got these vouchers and I'm like, awesome. It's just from referring people. And I'm
Correct.
referring for a great idea. But it's such a nice little incentive, especially having students, people. I show everyone how I use my Timely, and consults is huge. And they're like, okay, I want a time. And I'm like, okay, well, here's something that helps you, but also gives me a little something. And I just go shopping at Target.
yes. So that we're really working on. So we have noticed that our customers are our advocates, you know, and like you two have been singing the love of Timely on this episode today, that is exactly what all of our customers do. In fact, 30% of our customer base have been referred by a friend.
Yeah.
And so we've gone, right, we want to incentivize and say thank you to people who are referring Timely. And so we give them a $100 voucher or £100 voucher, whatever kind of country you're in. So that we're refreshing to make it more visible in the platform and easier so that you can share your code or your link with the people who you are referring.
Yep.
So that's one of the things. And yeah, just so much happening.
I love that. I wasn't expecting any of that to come out just then. I was like, we'll get some feature updates, but like the education, making people more employable, upskilling is huge. And I feel like there's always room for that. And there's always going to be a platform that people would love to come back to. So I think that's so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
If I can also just add in one more thing that I almost forgot, which my team would kill me for forgetting, is that we are making payments really, really simple this year. So the one thing I can speak first and foremost, because I'm not a numbers gal at the best of times, I definitely need 4 coffees before I jump into those spreadsheets at the end of the month. But it is about, making sure that your reconciliation at the end of the month is just smooth and seamless. So when you are, checking your client out, sometimes therapists can, fumble on the FPOS machine and write $3 instead of 30 or 300. And then at the end of the day, that doesn't balance up. So payments this year, I can't give you too much more information, but I will just plant that little seed that it's going to get, just really seamless and simple for all businesses, which we love.
Okay. Can I do a little prediction? Helena, have you got an idea?
Tell me.
Can I give a little prediction?
Sure.
I reckon like an FPOS terminal or some sort of payment
I was just
checkout.
about to say POS system.
If we could have just a Timely checkout POS system that just goes straight there, I see that working like a charm. So that's my prediction.
I'm envisioning it like the little red symbol and like a cute little elegant looking.
Don't get me wrong, Tyro, we love the low fees, but it's a chunky little dinosaur beast sitting on my counter. So that would be one of my ideas.
well, you may be on the money.
Okay, stay tuned.
Exciting.
What is this year looking like for you?
Look, it is about simplicity.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about getting distracted by all of the shiny things in industry or the shiny things in technology. You know, we have heard, as I mentioned, everything that all of our customers have genuinely said. And so we're stabilizing the platform. We're being really, really proactive so that if we notice you are all having a really busy time, our tech team are working overdrive to make sure that doesn't impact your customers. In the background, it's just about building those foundations, making sure that you can provide an exceptional client experience every single time to your client. And if that is through seamless payments, if that's through, online bookings, if that is through consultation, if it's through making sure that your stock managers at the end of the day, we just want to make your lives easier, and that's what we're here to do.
I love that. I'd be very curious to know with Timely, I know personally, and you being in the beauty industry would totally understand that we go through busy stages. So obviously Christmas time for us put us in the grave. So do you, as Timely, because obviously we're busier with our clients, is that a busier time for you guys?
Yes. Absolutely. For our tech team, the most, because when your customers are booking more and you are using consults more, or you're selling more stock online more, or you're checking out more, that means that the database load increases and increases. So our tech team have to be constantly monitoring what that load looks like, what your peaks and troughs looks like, so that they can be on top of it and make sure that they are really proactive in that approach. Support-wise does quiet off because you're like busy beavers just down there doing the thing. You're not, asking for support and you're not doing the digging around. So our support team does quiet off. For myself in partnerships, again, it's a bit more of a quieter stage because there's not events and awards and, kind of other platforms and partnerships that we do integrate with. They're quieter as well. So, it's kind of different for all areas of the company at your busy periods.
Yeah, I was just like, that's interesting. That makes sense though. So, yeah.
I just had a question pop into my head, and it's purely because you're probably only one of the faces that I know who is Timely, right? I would love to know, is there a HQ? Is there, where are you guys located? What does Timely look like? How many staff members? Would you guys ever be open to giving us a behind the scenes feel? I'm just thinking, oh my God, I want to do a walkthrough of Timely HQ, but I don't even know where that is.
Yes. Oh, so many questions, so many answers. We have what we call hubs. So we have 4 different hubs in New Zealand. So like Dunedin, Christchurch, Wellington, Auckland, for example.
Amazing.
And then we have Melbourne is our biggest hub in Australia. We have a few team members scattered around Sydney, Queensland, even Northern Territory. And then we have a hub in the UK. So the UK is such a large area that they are kind of spread out through like Manchester and different other places. Our parent company, EverCommerce, are based in the US. So when people are like, where are you located? Yeah. We're kind of everywhere.
Okay.
In Melbourne is probably the easiest to come to in Australia because we have a physical office there. So we just work in a co-working space. We share offices with Steph Claire Smith and Laura Henshaw for Keep It Cleaner for everyone who's a fan like myself. I go into the office, I'm like, am I going to see them today? But yeah, you can absolutely have a little tour. And Timely, I've sung the praises all day, but it's honestly the best company culture that I've ever worked in, and just recently being December, every December, we use Slack a lot for communication, kind of like MSN Messenger, back in the day, but just for like corporate world. And we all have our profile pictures. And so in December, there's like a competition where you have to like create your little avatar, right? And so it has to be like Christmas themed. So I just did the gingerbread from Shrek and then I put like my face on it.
Yeah.
But you can imagine we're in a tech team. So they're like so cool. I just like copied and pasted from Canva, a little circle of my face. It was so dodgy. But they just did the coolest stuff. It's just such a cool company to work for that I wish our customers saw the inside of the team, because we're all human. We're not this big private company, this adjacent tech company. Like we are all just humans who absolutely love the beauty industry and what we do.
Well, whoever's doing Timely socials and branding, I would love to just see more of behind the scenes.
I was about to say, Shay, do we need to book tickets to Melbourne and then do like a day of live with us? visiting Timely Hub.
I want to see what when you say tech, I'm like, is it 100 people sitting around in this little room, their own little box, or is it 2 people in tech? It's such a different world to me that I have no idea what tech looks like.
Yeah. So there's 155 people in Timely.
Yep.
And majority of that is the tech team.
Wow.
So the tech team composes of what we call, they title themselves tech bots, and they're like doing all the code. And then we have the product team who are more so building the features. So in the product team, we have the design team as well. We have the user research team, and then, there's customer team, there's support team, there's sales team, partnerships team. So there's a whole bunch of different.
I love it. I love hearing this
to create the business.
Yeah, because that's just insane to me. I think that's so amazing. Building, and you have people all around the world. I think that's amazing, and I'm so excited to see where Timely goes.
It's a platform. Timely is a platform that a lot of people use, and I think to have an insight, like you said before, Tamara, that you are people, like you're not robots.
Yes.
And that's something that Shay and we really like to portray through our podcast, is that as much as I'm barefaced brows and she's the naked brow, I'm Helina and she's Shay. We're 2 girls in our 20s, we started a business out of a passion, and reminding people that it's actually a person behind the business is so important. And I love that even through this, I feel like I've learned so much about Timely.
I know so much about Timely now.
I really love Timely, but I love Timely even more right now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, like you have 50-something thousand Instagram followers. I'm sure sometimes your customers might send you a message and, just think that you have this automatic bot reply or something like that. And you're like, no,
me.
That's me on the end of that phone.
Yeah.
That's exactly like our customer service team and our support team. Like, they are the most beautiful, compassionate humans who reply back to absolutely everything.
Yeah.
It's human first.
I love it. And I feel like I've learned so much, even gained so much more respect for yourself and Timely as a company and everyone who works in it. And it's not just a bot. And like you said, people leave genuine messages, and I'm always seeing yourself, Meredith, there's a few others that I'm always seeing the Timely page reply, and I'm like, oh, that's a human. They probably have kids at home run around. They've probably got so much going on, but they're still replying.
That is me. I have a son who's about to turn 2.
Ah, amazing.
And sometimes I'm, out the back and he's riding around on his bike or whatever, and then I see, something happening in the community, and I'm like, hang on, you need to ride your bike for a second. Mummy has to quickly reply to this, So it is always humans.
Do you have a partner helping you out, or, how do you juggle life with a 2-year-old on the run and then such an important role in a huge company?
Yeah, my husband is incredible.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
Oh, amazing.
It takes 2.
Absolutely.
It does. And there's a beautiful mixture of balance. I do have team in the UK and New Zealand, and work a lot with the US. So a lot of the time I'm on 5 a.m. calls till kind of 7 a.m. And then Jackson wakes up and Nathan's doing the cereal, and I'm getting, the daycare bag. And then I quickly Zoom him to daycare, come back, work all day until, 2-3 o'clock, go pick him up from daycare, cook the dinner, do all that kind of stuff. Nathan comes in, does the bedtime while I jump on a UK call at 8 p.m.
Wow. I was like exhausted listening to that. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a juggle. It is a juggle. And that's, again, one of the perks of being in a software company, that you can work from home. There's so much flexibility. Our managing director, Stuart, always says family first, and it truly is that. If you need a day off, if you're sick, if you need to take someone to daycare, or, they've caught a bug from daycare and all of a sudden you have to drop everything and pick your mum, that's the allowance that we're allowed. So always, prioritizing family first, and then making sure we get our job done at the same time.
I love that. And that comes back to company, and, they're so for your family. I think that's so amazing.
Absolutely. That's like I said, I love Timely. So
I'm like, do we work there part-time? Like, how do we get in? This sounds amazing.
We're hiring a few new sales team right now. So if you want to jump on the phones.
Yeah. Hi, how can I help you? Oh, we would have a ball. We would have a ball. Well, to finish this episode off, is there anything that you want to share, get across, anything that you want to leave Timely users or even potential new customers?
Yeah, I guess just a big first thank you so much to everyone who has stuck with us during the tough times.
Yep.
You know, it has been a rocky pathway. We're not going to, you know, gloss over that. And you know, we see a lot in the Timely community, people saying, you know, I might try out this other software, and they come back and just rave about the software, you know.
They always come back.
They do come back, you know, and that honesty, I'm going to look elsewhere, you know, it keeps us on our toes because we go, okay, what's not working here? So I just want to say from myself, on behalf of everyone at Timely, like, thank you so much to everyone who has stuck with us over the times and for continuing to be, you know, natural advocates and for loving the platform. And, you know, we can only grow through honesty and transparency. And so while at times I pull my hair out reading some of the comments, you know, everything is surfaced. And so, yeah, you've all done such an incredible job getting through COVID and sustaining your businesses that now it's just our job to do the same for Timely first, you know, so that you can continue. So, yeah, thank you.
Love it. Love it. Helena, is there anything else you want to ask?
No, I'm so content with this episode.
So
and
am I.
I'm sure I speak on behalf of Shay and I. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your life, you know, with your husband and your child to come and speak with Shay and I on this podcast, because it's our little baby too, this podcast. So being able to have someone with such an influential platform to talk on, it has been an honor to meet you and have you on here with us.
Oh, likewise. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, you know, and I love that you've taken such a, you know, an open-minded approach to asking the questions and to kind of getting all of that feedback and you doing your research from your community. And yeah, it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Amazing. Well, hopefully we can continue all working together beautifully. Helena and I have some really big things in the works that we want to do, and hopefully, you know, we could see Timely alongside that, because I think, just everything aligns beautifully, and we stand for Timely so much, and we really kind of thank you enough for just being so open and answering all our questions and our followers' questions as well.
Yeah, pleasure. Well, you know who the head of partnerships is now, so
Yeah.
if you ever want to get this happening, hello.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to have another Zoom meeting call.
Exactly. I'm here for it.
Well, let's round this off here then. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Tamara, once again for taking your time. And thank you, Helena, for doing the Zoom call once again. Next time, you're back in salon.
I will be there next to you next time.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going back to bed to lay flat.
You go rest. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Make sure to be supporting us on the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. If you want to stay up to date, make sure you hit that subscribe button and keep up with every episode. Thank you for watching.